Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Naomi and today we're going to be doing a really beautiful rose opening flow. So I would love you to grab yourself your mat, grab yourself something comfy, find yourself back here, and if you have it, some rose water or something similar that you can spritz, that you can smell, that you can be with, so that you can be in that rose essence. Welcome to the mat, finding yourself in a comfortable position and being here today on your mat to say thank you to yourself. Say thank you to yourself. You made it here. You made it out of your busy day to find this spaciousness that you need. So I'd like us to begin closing the eyes. I'm going to light ourselves some rose smelling incense. Closing the eyes and maybe placing just 2 hands on the heart space here. Breathing in, letting go. And breathing into the heart as if there's a tiny rosebud within the heart space. And with every breath, the rose begins to unfurl petal by petal. Breath is filling this rose, this heart space, petal by petal, unfurling slowly. Until it fills your heart space fully with this rose. Revealing its center. This center may be a beautiful yellow center. This may be a white center. It's whatever works for you, that it reveals the pollen, the elixir that lands there in the center, the life force energy that it's housed there, right there in the center. Your heart is alive with this rose. Whenever you're ready, you can let go of your heart and just sit feeling into the feels that land as you've opened up the heart space with this rose today. Continuing with this breath in, down through the chest. Feeling the chest rise and fall. Whenever you're ready, you can land here, opening up the eyes. Okay, wonderful one. So we're going to move, and I just want you to begin moving into your body. So we're going to start by moving our body, and we're thinking about how we're moving and how we're bringing in and opening in this love. So we're moving and opening, and we're going to slowly begin to move, and it's become almost like we're opening like that rose that's now landed in our heart space. So we're going to continue to roll and move, opening wider, and we're going to do this by eventually standing up, but just now, just moving into the body however you need to move, and just finding yourself expanding slowly. Maybe you come onto your knees, finding yourself stretching and moving and flowing. And then you might come up, be flowing even more, hands overhead, stretching up as you're moving your body in all the ways that need to be moved. Finding the ways that your body may not have moved today. And then maybe you're going to come and stand up and find yourself flowing, moving, opening up, stretching out, legs maybe wide, feeling how you're expanding the light that literally we have around us, feeling how we can feel into that light around us, the one that travels with us everywhere that we go, that we can use for protection, safety, love. Just moving just for a little longer. And then slowly coming back, this opened out rose in your heart, this opened out body that you now have, coming and feeling down into the ground and sitting back down, finding yourself seated. And what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands on our shoulders. So our thumb is going to become behind our shoulders and our fingers are going to be in the front. So thumbs behind, fingers in front, and we're going to have our arms up and we're going to do a kriya where we're going to be twisting. So we're going to be inhaling one way, exhaling the other. Inhaling, exhaling. And we're going to be doing this just for a moment, a couple of minutes. And inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and in your own time. This could be speeded up or this could be slowed down, so whatever you need to do. Doing great. Thirty more seconds. Keeping the arms lifted, crown lifted, back straight. Last few seconds. And inhaling, stretch up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Other hand to the womb space. Breathing in here, finding yourself on the mat. In your mind, knowing that you are here, you are safe, you are held, you are loved. So just reminding yourself of those things, breathing, allowing the energy to flow. Coming back to that rose in your heart space, breathing into that. Thanking yourself for really engaging in the session today, bringing in this heart medicine, this heart love, this rose medicine, this rose love. And in your own time, releasing the hands back to your knees and opening your eyes. We're going to do this really beautiful breath, which is like this breath that brings in the heart and the womb space. And I want you to imagine it as this like flowing river. So we've already got the rose glowing within our heart space. And now we're going to feel into allowing this heart womb flowing connection by bringing in some butterfly legs. So bringing your legs, your feet together in butterfly. You can hold the toes if you need, and it doesn't matter where your knees land. There's no certificates for getting them any lower. So we're just going to see wherever they land, just feeling into that position for a moment. And then what you're going to do, no need to do it just yet, but just seeing how this is going to go, you're going to be allowing yourself to inhale, womb, heart. Inhaling is imagining that the breath is going womb, heart, circling round, and as you exhale to come round, heart, womb. So you'll be inhaling, womb, heart, exhaling, heart, womb. So just imagining that the breath is going between the flow of them both, like the river of them both, and then you're going to be inhaling, exhaling, and circling around with these butterfly legs. Okay, in your own time, beginning, so inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and now bringing in that flow that we were mentioning. So inhaling, womb, heart, exhaling, heart, womb, inhaling, womb, heart, exhaling, heart, womb. In your own time, just doing this, imagining this in your mind. Doing this and imagining it in your mind's eye. Two more rounds. Stretching down, bending the head, holding this position for just a while longer. And then opening the legs into this wide angled pose. So it may be that your pose here, it's literally just a matter of, first of all, moving the flesh away from the sit bones. And then you're going to inhale to reach up. And then you're going to exhale, flow down. And it may be that you stretch out here. So you're pressing down with your hands into the center here. It may be that you're reaching either side here and you're reaching here. So wherever you can reach, it may be you're just reaching your shin bones. It may be that you're able to access reaching down and bending down, and then your head comes onto the hands. That is definitely not in my accessibility zone. So I will be reaching and just holding on to my toes here and breathing into that stretch. So inhaling, lifting the crown, stretching into it, exhaling, surrendering in. Inhaling, stretching in, exhaling, surrendering in. So you're engaging the thighs here. So the thighs are engaged. The feet are flexed. in your own time, coming back out and finding yourself slowly bringing in your legs. Maybe they need a bit of help, but we're going to find ourselves in lotus position. So if you've not done this before, and if this is not accessible, again, please don't worry. You can just simply be with cross-legged. But lotus pose is essentially where you're going to be lifting up the feet into the creases here, so that you're finding both feet are lifted up and looking at you. The knees might need a bit of bolstering underneath. So if you have a blanket, which I haven't got in my remit here, but if you have a blanket, then you can find yourself with a blanket under the knees that might not be down. Because for example, for me, my left knee is down on the mat and my right knee is hovering. So for you, it may be that there's a lovely blanket nearby, or even a block, and you can rest yourself here so that your knee is not floating to protect your knee. You're gonna find yourself with straight back, straight crown, knees are as they are, no pushing on those. And this is just a really wonderful meditative position to find ourselves in. We're not going to be in it for long, but essentially I would love you to close your eyes, and you could place one hand on your heart and one hand on your womb again if you feel cool to do that. And we're just going to breathe into this rose center in the heart space again. So breathing into that, forming that connection. And then I'd like you to take it a little deeper into the womb space and find yourself with this visualization of a rosebud in the middle of your womb. And slowly with the breath, just like in the heart space, it begins to unfurl, keeping the crown lifted, back straight, roses unfurling, petal by petal, until it begins to fully open here, just like in your heart space. And then you've got a rose in your heart, a rose in your womb, bringing the petals to touch the edges of the womb until you can see that center, whether it be white or yellow again, breathing into it. Surrendering into the mat while leaving the crown lifted and the back straight. And now with these two roses, allowing yourself to come back out of that state just for a moment, resting the hands on the knees, knowing that these roses will come with you, and opening the eyes slowly and bringing the feet out of lotus position. And what we're going to do is we're going to come into a really lovely child's pose. So it could be wide knee, so your knees are either edge of the mat, hands are extended out, stretching into the back here, crown resting on the floor, breathing into the back. Breathing into those roses. And I want you to take a moment to imagine that the yellow centers now begin to form a connection. So the centers now flow from the heart space into the womb space, forming this connection, flowing this yellow light from one to the other, breathing into it. Forming this wonderful heart-womb connection. Inhaling, coming out, finding yourself in pigeon pose. So right knee comes forward, left leg stretches back here, keeping it active so that you're engaging the thigh here, but your left leg is obviously not going to be directly in front of you at a 90-degree angle. It's more like 45 degree. You're going to come down and you're going to rest your hands. If this is accessible, you're going to rest your elbows, rest your hands, and you're going to find yourself breathing into this stretch, into the hips, and trying to keep the hips level here as well, so that the hips are level, the thighs engaged. You're engaging your back, so keeping yourself sturdy into pigeon pose and breathing here. Now you've got this yellow flow from the heart and the womb, and you're engaging in this really beautiful stretch, expanding the hips wider, allowing in more love, more energy into the hip area, which can feel really tight and house a lot of emotions. So it's such a beautiful stretch. Surrendering in, sinking deeper. Inhaling, coming out and switching legs. Bringing in the left leg. This may feel different. It might feel more tight. Surrendering down onto the elbows. Engaging the right thigh. Feeling the opening here again. Stretching. Hips are level. Breathing in. Heart, womb. Flowing light. Bringing in the love of the rose. Stretching into the hips. Inhaling, coming out and finding yourself on your back slowly. We're going to be lifting our feet and our legs so that they're about 3 feet off the ground. So this can feel like quite a lot. We're going to be allowing ourselves to be rooted with our hands on the floor. And we're just going to find ourselves breathing here, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And I want you to try and breathe in. So this Kriya is going to be really working on the strength in the core. So really bringing in the core. And then to allow yourself to really breathe into this, you're going to find yourself with this like womb, heart, womb, heart, womb, heart. Or you could even do womb, heart, heart, womb. So breathing back into that breath, but really using the breath to engage the core, engage the legs. We're going to do this for 1 minute in your own time, starting the breath. You're doing great, keeping with the breath, lifting the legs, knowing that you're giving them to somebody else to hold. Inner strength of the rose. The rose isn't just this frail flower. This is a sturdy flower. Taking the battering of the rain, know that you're the same as this rose. If your legs are shaking, mine are shaking, it's all part of it. Don't give up. You can do it. But granted, if it's painful, please do. Whatever you feel you can do. Last 10 seconds. Coming out. Butterflying the legs. Feet together. We're just going to lie here for a final few breaths of the practice. Hedging, butterflying the legs. Breathing in. That final rose, heart, womb, yellow connection. With the petals touching the edges of your heart space and the edges of your womb. Surrendering into Mother Earth, allowing in this love from her and yourself. We're going to end in this butterfly position with your feet together, keeping the hips open, but you can bring them together whenever you need. You can continue to allow yourself to be in this position or legs together for as long as you need after this flow recording has ended. But when you've finally finished, I want you to try and end the practice with some love from the rose. So it may be a cup of tea, like a lovely cup of tea, rose tea or hibiscus tea, or you spray yourself in rose that you've got with you, or you just breathe in rose essence and place it on your hands, but just landing into the rose smell. Loving you as you continue into your day or evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much. Namaste.